Hello everyone, I am Sarita Rawat, Assistant Professor, School of Pharmacy, Suresh Kanvihar University, Jaipur, Rajasthan. Today we will start our next lecture of Pharmaceutical Microbiology. Today's topic is microbial contamination. So, learning objective of today's lecture is to study about microbial contamination, to study about assessment of microbial contamination and spoilage, to study about various type of contamination. Learning outcomes of today's lecture is upon completion of this lecture, you are able to know about the microbial contamination, study about the assessment of microbial contamination and spoilage and various type of contamination. Now, the reason behind contamination is included the pharmaceutical product contain wide range of excipients in the addition to the API. So, in order to make the formula easy to manufacture, stable, effective, and convenient to the patient, so the product in the pharmaceutical industry uh, the product in the pharmaceutical industry must meet the high microbiological species. So uh, that is if they are not sterilized, they should have no more than a minimal microbial populations at the time of product release and afterward. But occasionally, some product batches with unacceptable contaminations, label or type of organism except the QC net. So the consequences will be the product spoilage, rendering it is unsuitable for the use. The product spoilage will result in the financial problems for the manufacturer through direct loss of the faulty product and loss of publicity through the product recall. Then the potential health hazard to the patient, perhaps resulting in the outbreak of medicament related infections. Now, for example, most commonly P. pseudomonas species has resulted in the spread of nosocomial infections in compromised patients, and less common contaminations with Salmonella and product contaminated with toxic microbial metabolites. Now, when we talk about the types of contaminations, so some of the contaminants may be pathogenic, other may grow even in the presence of preservatives and spoil the product, and or which they destroyed by in process heat treatment, and they may still leave the cell residue with many may be toxic or pyrogenic. Now, what are the source of contamination in manufacturing? So when we see the source of contamination in manufacturing, the first thing we come into mind is water. So the water for pharmaceutical manufacturer requires some further treatment, usually by the distillation, reverse osmosis, or deionizations, or a combination of these, depending on the intended use of water. Now, environment included the microbial flora of the pharmacy environment is a reflection of the general environment and the activities undertaken there. Contamination level in the production's environment may, however, be minimized by observing good manufacturing practices. Now, coming to the point packaging. So, packaging, saking, card liners, crocks, and paper are unstable for packaging. So, pharmaceuticals are heavily contaminated, and these have now been replaced by non-biodegradable paste materials, plastic materials. Now, what are the different ways of prevention and control of contaminations? So when we see about the contamination prevention method, so in manufacturer, the principle of good manufacturing practice must be observed and controlled measure must be built in at all stages. The manufacture of liquid or semi-solid preparation for either oil or topical use required a clean environment for both the production and filling stages. Now, coming to the spoilage, the microbial spoilage may include survival of low level of actually pathogenic microorganisms or higher level of opportunistic pathogens. So the presence of toxic material, microbial metabolites, microbial growth, and initiations of the chemical and physiochemical deteriorations of the formulations. Now, when we talk about the types of spoilage, so the types of spoilage include infections induced by contaminated medications. So, although infrequently reported as pharmaceutical contaminant, acute human pathogens attract considerable attentions when they present. For example, Pseudomonas contaminating antiseptic solution have infected the skin of badly blunt patient. Now, the second reason is chemical and physiochemical deteriorations of pharmaceutical product. So the overall rate of deteriorations of a chemical will depend upon its chemical structure, the physiochemical properties of a particular environment, the type and quantity of the microbes present. Now, talking about the pharmaceutical ingredients that are susceptible to the microbial attacks, so which include surface active agent, APIs, organic polymers, and humectants, and preservatives, disinfectants, oils, and fats. So these are some pharmaceutical ingredient that on adding can cause the microbial attack in any product, any pharmaceutical product. So we have to avoid all these products, and we have to look after all these products very particularly. Fungal growth on a tablet which has become damp during storage under the humid conditions. So as you can see, this is the picture of a tablet which storage under the humid conditions. So as you can see in this picture, like there is a spoilage seen in the tablet. So we have to take all the precautionary measures whenever we like storing the pharmaceutical preparations, pharmaceutical ingredients. So we have now the factor that affects the microbial spoilage of the pharmaceutical product. So types and size of the contaminant in the inoculum, nutritional factor, moisture content and water activity, storage temperature, pH, packaging and designing. So starting from the types and size of the contaminant in the inoculum, which can affect the microbial spoilage in the pharmaceutical product, and also the pH, the storage temperature, the moisture content, the water activity, and the packaging design. Now, types and size of the contaminant. So, inoculum. This might arise if raw materials were unusually contaminated, a problem of the plant cleaning protocol occurred, biofilm detached itself from within supply pipework, there was demolition or maintenance work in the vicinity of the manufacturing site. then gross misuse of the product during the administration. So these all are the factors. Now, inoculum size alone is not always a reliable indicator of spoilage potential. For example, a very low level of aggressive Pseudomonas in a weakly preserved solution may suggest a greater risk than the tablet containing fairly high number of fungal and bacterial spores. Then the next factor is nutritional factor. So, the simple nutritional requirement and metabolic adaptability of many common spoilage microorganisms enable them to utilize many formulations components as substrates for biosynthesis and growth. A formulation containing crude vegetable or animal product provide additional nutritious environment. Even demineralized water prepared by the ion exchange method normally contains sufficient nutrients to allow growth of some Pseudomonas species. Acute pathogens require specific growth factors which are often absent in the pharmaceutical formulations, so they do not multiply by the but remain variable and ineffective for an appropriate time. Now the next thing is moisture content and water activity. So when we talk about the microorganism required readily accessible water in the appreciable quantities for the growth, although some solute rich medications such as syrup appear to that microbial growth in them may be difficult since the microbe have to compete for water molecule with the large number of sugar and other molecules of the formulation which also interact with via water by hydrogen bonding. So this is about the water activity in a preparation. Now, an estimate of the population proportions of the uncomplexed water in a formulation that is available to elaborate with any microbial contaminants and facilitate growth can be obtained by measuring in water activity. So AW is represented as a water activity. So AW is vapor pressure of formulation and vapor pressure of water under similar conditions. Now, the greater the solute concentration, the lower is the water activity. So, with the exceptions of halophilic bacteria, it grows best in the dilute solution, high water activity, and as solute concentration raise, lowering the water activity. So growth rates decline until a minimal growth inhibitory water activity is reached. So limiting water activity values are of the order of gram-negative rows. For gram-negative rows, it is 0.95. For staphylococci and micrococci and lactobacilli, it is 0.9, and for moist yeast it is 0.88. So the next is prevention. So how can we prevent all these things? The water activity of aqueous formulation can be lower to increase the resistance to the microbial attack by addition of high concentration of sugar or polyethylene glycol. However, even syrup BP 67 sucrose water activity is 0.86, and they has been reported to fail occasionally to inhibit osmotrellant yeasts. and additional prevention may be necessary for that. So water activity can also be regulated by drying, although the drying often hygroscopic medications like tablet capsules powders will require suitable packaging to prevent reabsorptions of the water and consequent microbial growth. Now, when we talk about its prevention, so some tablet film coating are now available which greatly reduce the water vapor uptake during storage. So these might contribute to increased microbial stability during storage in the particularly humid climates. Although suitable foil strip packaging may be more effective but also more expensive. Now, when we talk about the storage temperature, spoilage of the pharmaceuticals could occur over the range of about 20 to 60 degrees Celsius, although much less likely at the extremes. So, the actual storage temperature may determine the spoilage like by the particular type of microorganism. Now, when we talk about the prevention of different doses form, so it included the temperature, so deep fridge at minus 20 degrees Celsius or lower. So the doses form like food stuff and some pharmaceutical raw materials can we can take. Then consequences is long-term storage. Then minus 20 degrees Celsius, we have to take total parental nutrition feed, so that is minimize the risk of growth of any contaminant which might have been introduced during their aseptic compounding. Then we have store in a cool place 8 to 12 degree. So for this we have reconstituted suspensions and multi-dose eye drops packs that are partially to reduce the risk of in-use contamination growing before the expiry date. Then we have to store 80 degrees Celsius or above after distillation. So water for injections are stored at that temperature and prevent possible regrowth of gram-negative bacteria and the release of endotoxins. Now the next factor is pH. So, extreme of pH prevents the microbial attack. Although slight modes growth can occur in dilute hydrochloric acid. So, around neutrally bacterial spoilage is more likely with report of Pseudomonas and related gram-negative bacteria that are growing acid mixture, flavored mouthwashes, distilled or demineralized water. Now, above pH 8, for example, with soap-based emulsions, spoilage is rare. For product with low pH levels such as the fruit juice flavor syrup, pH is 3 to 4, modes or yeast attack is more likely. And then yeast can metabolize organic acid and then release the pH to the label where secondary bacterial growth can occur. So in food industry, low pH adjustment can be made to the preservative food stuffs like packaging, pickling and yogurt. So, but this is not practical for the medicines. Now the next is packaging and designing of the product. So when we talk about the packaging should be made in a way to control the entry of the contaminants during both storage and using. Then the most important dose from to be protected are the parental doses because of the high risk of infections by this route. Then self-sealing rubber closure must be used to prevent the microbial entry into multi-dose injections container following withdrawal with a lipodermic needle. Then the wide mouth creams and jars. They are now replaced with narrow nozzle and flexible screw capped tubes to remove the likelihood of the operator induced contamination during uses. So for medication which rely or their low AW water activity to prevent spoilage, packaging such as strips foils must be water vapor-proof materials with fully efficient seals. Then when we talk about the cardboards, so outer packaging and labels themselves, especially the gluing material, can become the substrates for the microbial attack under humid conditions. Now, talking about the hazards of the in microbial contamination, so the definition of the hazard included an inherent chemical or physical characteristics that has potential for causing damage to the people, property, or the environment. Now, what are the different causes of hazards? So, when we talk about the different causes of hazards, so infections due to the bacterial contaminations, lesions or cut caused by the handling of damaged glasswares, workers are exposed to the UV radiations when operating in a sterilized area, then severe skin and eye irritations. Now, the prevention of hazards. How can we prevent the hazards? Use or laminar flow extractions hoods in other order to reduce the product contamination and or operator content. So protective face mask and gloves should be worn by the practitioner. Use of cut resistance gloves, operator informations and training should be provided. Workspace must be clean and disinfected at all times. Then the prevention of hazard also included skin must be adequately protected by the appropriate clothing. Protective eyewear should be used while the manufacturing or production. Access to the microbiology activity areas shall be restricted by the duly authorized personnels. Then talking about the quiz, so we have concluded some questions regarding the microbial contaminations. You can easily answer these questions while going through the lecture. So quiz questions included: what is a spoilage? Explain various sources and types of microbial contaminants. What are the source and types of microbial contaminants? What are the source of microbial contaminations? What are the type of microbial spoilage? What are the three main causes of meat spoilage? What are the characteristics of spoilage of bacteria? How do you assess the microbial contaminations? What do you mean by spoilage? And what are the examples of microbial contaminations? And what are the 5 physical contaminants? So, when we talk about the contaminants, we have different lots of questions. Okay, so when we talk about all these things by one, so when we take our first questions, what is spoilage? So spoilage is basically the deteriorations of the product by different ways like microorganism and different kind of bacteria. So it depends. Then what are the type of microbial spoilage? So we have physical spoilage, microbial spoilage, chemical spoilage. Then when we talk about the main like characteristics of spoilage in bacteria. So, spoilage of bacteria are the microorganisms that are too small to see with the naked eyes. So, we have to see them with microscope. So, that can cause the food to deteriorate and develop the unpleasant odor, taste, and texture. Then, when we talk about what is spoilage, so all you know the process of deteriorating any uh, pharmaceutical product or any other food materials. Now we will go through the quick revisions to the lecture so that we can get our all the answers very easily. So revision. Today we have covered the reasons of contamination. So basically the main reasons of contamination is pharmaceutical product that contain the wide range of excipients in the additions to API, or in order to they like formulate easy to manufacture, stable, effective and convenient to the patient. So uh, like that is the reason occasionally some product batches with unacceptable contaminations. Then we have studied about the consequences that will be the product spoilage, rendering it unstable for use. So we are not able to use the product at long term. Then product spoilage will result in the financial problem for the manufacturer through the direct loss of the faculty product and the loss of the basically through product recall. Then potential health hazard to the patient, perhaps it resulting in the outbreak of the medicament related infections also. Now, when we talk about the examples, so most commonly Pseudomonas species has resulted in the spread of nosocomial infections in compromised in immunocompromised patient. Then less common contamination with salmonella and product contaminated with toxic microbial metabolites. Then when we take about types of contamination, so some of the contaminants may be pathogenic, for example, other may grow even in the presence of preservative and spoil the product, and other or which are destroyed by in-process heat treatment may still leave cell residue which may be toxic or pyrogenic. Now, the source of contamination. So, when we talk about the source of contamination in manufacturing, so the first thing coming in mind is water. So, water for pharmaceutical manufacturer required some further treatment. Also, we just do not use the normal water for the manufacturing process. So, we have to distill it, reverse osmosis, or deionizations, or a combination of these. So depending on the intended use of water, it relates. Now talking about the environmental factors, so the microbial flora of the pharmacy environment is a reflection of the general environment and the activities undertaken there. So contamination level in the production's environment may lower be minimized by observing good manufacturing practices. Now the packaging, so shaking, cardboard, and then card liners, cookers, and paper are unsuitable for the packaging of the pharmaceutical product. And as they are heavily contaminated, and these have now been replaced by the non-biodegradable plastic materials. Now, prevention and control of contamination. So, in manufacture, the principle of good manufacturing practices must be observed and control measure must be built in at all stages. So, the manufacture of liquid or semi-solid preparation for either oral or topical use required a clean environment for both the production and filling stages. Then we have talk about the spoilage. Then microbial spoilage may include the several of low level and acutely pathogenic microorganisms or higher level of opportunistic pathogens. The presence of toxic microbial metabolites and then microbial growth and initiations of the chemicals. Then in types of spoilage, we have already covered the infections induced by the contaminated medicines. For example, like Pseudomonas contaminating the antiseptic solutions. They have infected the skins of badly affluent patient. Then the chemical and physiochemical deteriorations of the pharmaceutical product, like the overall rate of deterioration of the chemical will depend upon its chemical structure, the physiochemical properties of a particular environment, then the type and quantity microbial present, then the pharmaceutical ingredients susceptible to the microbial attack. For example, we have surface active agent, oil, fats, and then preservative, disinfectants, then humectants, and then organic polymers, and also the APIs. So this is the fungal growth on a tablet which has become damp during storage under the humid conditions. Then that factors affect the microbial spoilage of the pharmaceutical product include types of size of the contaminant and inoculum, then nutrients, nutritional factor also, moisture content and water activity, storage temperature, pH, packaging and designing. So these are the factors that microbial spoilage of the pharmaceutical product. Then we have the types and size of the contaminant of the inoculum, so which include they might be rise if the low raw material are usually contaminated, a problem of the plant cleaning protocol occur, and biofilm detachable itself from the within supplying the pipe work, and there was demolitions or the maintenance work in the manufacturing site, also the gross misuse of the product during the administrations. For example, a very low level of aggressive pseudomonas in a weakly preserved solutions, so they may be suggest a greater risk than the tablet containing fairly high number of fungal and bacteria spores. Then other is nutritional factor, also the simple nutritional requirement and the metabolic acceptability of the many common spoilage microorganisms enable them to utilize many formulation component as that are substrate for the biosynthesis and its growth. For example, the formulation containing crude vegetables or animal products that provide the additional nutrients environment. Then we have acute pathogens, so it required a specific growth factor which are often absent in the pharmaceutical formulation. So they do not multiply but remain variable and ineffective for an appreciable time. Then moisture content and water activity. So microorganisms required rarely accessible water in the appreciable quantities for growth. So although some solute rich medicines such as syrup appear to wet, so microbial growth in them may be difficult since the microbes have to compete for the water molecule, which are larger number of surface sugar and other molecule of the formulations, and which also interact with the water via hydrogen bonding. Now, when we talk about the water activity, so it is the pressure, vapor pressure of the formulation divided by vapor pressure of water under similar condition. Then we talk about the prevention. So the water activity of aqueous formulation can be lowered to increase the resistance to the microbial attack by the addition of high concentration of sugar and polyethylene glycol. So however, even in syrup BP, 67% of sucrose and water activity is 0.86. They has been reported to fail occasionally to inhibit the osmotic yeast, and additional preventions may be necessary. So water activity also can be reduced by drying, although the dry often hygroscopic medications, tablet, capsules and powder will require suitable packaging to prevent the reabsorptions of water and consequent microbial growth. Then the preventions, when we talk about, some tablet film coating are now available with the greatly reduced water vapor uptake during storage. So these might contribute to increase the microbial stability during the storage in the particularly humid climates, although they are suitable for foil strap packaging may be more effective but also more expensive. Then we have talk about the storage temperature. So the storage of pharmaceutical could occur over the range of 20 to 60 degrees Celsius, although much likely at the extreme. Then we talk about the deep freezer at minus 20 degree or lowest. So the doses form that we take it, that is foodstuffs and some pharmaceutical materials. Then in minus 20 degree we take oral parent, total parenteral nutritions, then stored in a cool place like 8 to 12. So we have to reconstruct it, suspension and multiple doses, eye drop packaging. Then water for injection is stored at the temperature 80 degrees Celsius or above for after distillations. Then we talk about the pH. So extreme pH prevents the microbial attack, although slight modes growth can occur in the dilute hydrochloric acid. So around neutrally, bacteria spoilage is more likely with the report of Pseudomonas and related gram-negative bacteria growing. So, for example, acid mixtures, flavored mouthwashes, and distilled or demineralized water. Then above pH 8, example the soap-based emulsions, spoilage is very rare. And for the product with low pH labels such as fruit juice flavored syrup, pH label is 3 to 4 and mold or yeast attack is more likely happen. Yeast can metabolize at organic acid and raise with the pH of the label where secondary bacterial growth can occur. So in food industry, low pH adjustment can be made to preserve the food stuff like pickling yogurt and but this is not practical for medications. Now we have packaging designs. We have already studied about the packaging design, the self-sealing rubber closer, the wide mouth cream jars, then the cardboards. Then we have the hazardous, also the hazard is described as an inherent chemicals or physical characteristics that has potential for causing the damage to the people, property and environment. Then the cause of hazard is infections due to the bacterial contamination, lesions or cut caused by handling of the damaged glasswares. Then workers are exposed to the UV radiations when operating in sterilized area. Then severe skin and eye irritations. Then when we talk about the prevention of hazards, so use of the laminar flow extractions hold in order to reduce the product contamination and or operator content. And then the protective face mask and gloves should be worn, and use of cut resistance gloves, operator informations and training and then work surface must be clean and disinfected at all times. So then another we can take skin must be adequately protected by the appropriate clothing. Then protective eyewear should be wear, and access to microbiology activity area shall be restricted by the duly authorized persons. Then I hope you get your all answers now. Then coming to the reference part, the reference are taken from Pharmaceutical Microbiology, Blackwell Scientific Publication by Oxford, then Microbiology third edition by Brown Publishers, and then Pharmaceutical Microbiology by Dr. N.K. Jain, and then some from the SlideShare Net by Microbiology. So this is all for your today's lecture. Thank you for kindly listening to me, and thank you for today's lecture.